Rambles here, back again with another video. Just for you. I hope you're doing well and staying safe and sound. This is your warning for this video. It's going to be a Rambles video. I'm going to put it in the titles. There's only one. I'm going to put it in the title. But I just wanted to sit and do a ramble video with some hand sounds to give you guys an update on my schedule for posting general life updates. Honestly, just like a bunch of stuff I just haven't really talked about. And it's going to be a lot of rambles, a lot of hand sounds. So, I actually love videos like this. I just watched like 10 of them in a row from Blue ASMR. But I just wanted to hop on and do that because I was itching to do that. Pillow, okay, shh. Pillow would also like to be a part of the video apparently, even though she was back up, girl. Hand sounds, not paw sounds. But okay, that's kind of the gist of what today is going to be like. I guess first things first, I am going back to a schedule. I used to have a schedule for my channel for the first like 2 or 3 years, and then this past year I was just working off vibes, mostly when I wanted to post and all of that. But now I'm doing a set schedule. I'm going to be posting every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Gotta keep the T's, tiptoe tingle. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So you're going to be getting 3 videos a week. Do not worry, do not fret. I am very excited to do this. I would only move back to a schedule if I actually felt comfortable, you know, going back to a schedule. And I wanted to kind of answer questions I've gotten, like, why were you like so, I don't know, not as frequent with your posting last year? Honestly, the past year and a half. And, you know, you don't really seem like you enjoy doing ASMR anymore. Or yada yada, questions like that. I get them a lot, and I totally understand, like, just being curious. Curious George is. So I just wanted to answer, like, and tell you a little bit about, like, the past year and a half, because it was honestly difficult for me, and not the ASMR part, because I know how very, very lucky I am to be able to do this as my full-time job now. Whenever I say I'm, like, burnt out or I'm tired, it's not really, like, the making ASMR part, because that is not difficult, and I will not claim that it, you know, is a difficult job at all. Honestly, like, I've had my fair share of, like, jobs, like working in the food industry, working in an office, like all of these different things. Trust me, I have worked before, like, you know, like jobs with long hours, yada yada yada. When I worked at the food hall at my college, I would not get off until like 1 a.m. every single night, and that was my meal for the day, was when I got to work at the food hall. So trust me, like, I know when when a job is like easy versus not. I do want to establish that. But the reason I say that is that, like, when I was saying I was getting burnt out last year, I think I was really just like recovering from college, if you will. College was particularly busy for me. I had my channel in college, so if you've been around for long enough, you know I was very, very busy, and honestly, I wish I like gone to college. Honestly, none of my extended family either. And so I worked my way through college. I applied for tons of scholarships. I literally worked. So I had scholarships as well to help pay for it. But I was always really busy, and I felt like I had to make the most of my college experience by doing everything I possibly could. So that's why I was majoring in, I was getting 2 majors and 2 minors. I was like, okay, if I'm getting scholarships to go to college for this amount of credits, I might as well do every credit I can, if that makes sense. And oh gosh, and so I did. So I was taking a ton of hours, but then on top of that, I was doing a lot of like organizations as well. I was on my university's judiciary, so I was doing leadership roles in there. I was a TA, so I was a teaching assistant for 2 years of my college experience. I did research with professors. I was a research assistant for 2 professors at the time. So one for my political science major and one for my sociology major. I was interning on top of that, and like during the summers as well. And every summer I did classes and interned and worked. So literally for 4 years straight. 4 years straight, every waking hour was doing something. Like, doing something for my career in my head. Like, I felt like I had to work really hard because this is my only shot at being successful, at having any sort of money, or like, I mean, honestly, it wasn't even about money because I wanted to go into child welfare, which, as well, maybe you don't know, that is not a very lucrative field, but like, I just wanted to be like successful, and being a lawyer in my head was like, okay, I'm good at this, this is what I'm passionate about, specifically child welfare. A lot of you, I've talked about this before, I was in the child welfare system as a kid, like foster homes, whatever. Child welfare is the more proper term. But anyways, so I was working really, really hard, you know, trying to keep my GPA super high, and honestly, I just overworked myself in those past years. I studied abroad, as a lot of you know, and then I started my YouTube channel. I started my YouTube channel because I had no creative outlets, and ASMR was like literally the thing. I had watched it since high school, mind you, but I didn't start my channel, I think, until like sophomore year of college. It was 2019. It was February 2019 is when I started it, which is funny enough, it's about to be 5 years, because I had 2019. I was turning 20 that year, so I was technically 19 when I started my channel, and I'm about to be 25 this year, which is kind of crazy. Was I 19? I was turning 20 that year, but since it was February 2019, I was still 19. Anyways, Anita Maxwin. Yeah, so I started my channel. I'm giving you a lot of story ramble. I started it because I literally had no other outlets, and I started it on my iPad because I didn't have like a phone that could even record ASMR. Like, my phone was like really bad, because it was like a cheap phone. Like, that's all I could afford. The first time I ever had like an iPhone, or like, honestly, like any Apple product, was when I had my channel, which is kind of crazy. Like, I don't know, like, I know that's a given for a lot of people. I just did not grow up with any like substantial amounts of money, so everything was like what you could have, like, you know, it's the cheapest you could afford. I know there are a lot of good Androids on the market. I'm not dissing your Androids, I'm just saying I had the crappy Androids. So, because I remember wanting to start an ASMR channel earlier, just like for fun, but I tried filming on my phone. Literally, you could not hear a sound. But anyways, I got an iPad for Christmas, and that was my this was my creative outlet. This was my creative outlet for like 2 years. I had it for 2 years of college, the last 2 years of my college experience, and then I graduated and I took a gap year, a gap year because I was studying for the LSAT, which is the big baddie test. Pillow is crawling all over plastic right now. Get down, get off. You know you're not supposed to climb on the TV. But anyway, so I took a gap year to study for the LSAT, and I didn't do as well as I wanted to. I had very high aspirations. I'm not gonna lie. Pillow. Oh my goodness, why are you crawling over the plastic? Hey, get off. Hey, no. But anyways, I had very high aspirations. High aspirations for myself. I was always, a 4.0 student. I worked very hard. I wanted to go to a top law school. And so I studied really hard, and I took the LSAT twice. Actually, I scored above average, not as good as I think I could have scored, if I'm being completely honest. But I think that burnout was really starting to get to me then. Get to me. Okay, sorry, Pillow was literally climbing on top of my TV, and it was gonna fall, so we're safe now. But anyways, long story short, I was super burnt out when I took the LSAT. I really think I didn't do as well as I could have, because my heart was not in it. And I just, that gap year really just told me that I was not enjoying law the way that I used to. I wish, of course, I had figured that out before I spent money on 2 LSAT tests and LSAT prep. Sorry, Billow's running in the background if you can hear her. And FYI, the LSAT is like a 200 plus, at least I think it was like $200 plus test each time. So yeah, that was unfortunate timing afterwards, and like after I applied to schools and stuff and paid for application fees is when I was like, I actually do not think I want to do this at all. But then I was kind of stuck. I was like, well, what do I do now? And my ASMR channel kind of was picking up at that time. It had started picking up before I graduated, or else I would not have made this choice, because if it had like just started picking up, there would not have been enough security for me to have been like, I'm gonna do this full time while I can. And sorry, Pillow is literally bouncing off the walls right now. It is literally 1 a.m, and she is going wild. But anyways, yeah, so my channel was doing really well. It was very stable. My channel was very stable. I was making enough money that in my head I was like, I could do this full time for now, and yeah, I mean, that's what I chose to do. I chose to do this full time. After a gap year is when I fully decided, and that was 2022 is when I like fully decided. Well, it was like going into 2023, more like it. Yeah, give or take. But that's when I decided, okay, I'm gonna do ASMR full time. I obviously don't know how long this wave is going to, go, if you will, but I felt like in my head it would have been stupid to not write it while I was being successful at it, if that makes sense. And I genuinely loved making ASMR videos, and sorry, not loved, I this is not the case now. I want to clarify that because I know in everyone's, in most people's heads, I am successful at what I'm doing. I truly, truly know that. In my head, I felt like a failure that I didn't go to law school, that now, I wasn't going to be able to be a lawyer. I felt like I disappointed a lot of people in my life, and I just felt it was just a lot of negative feelings. So when I went into ASMR full time, I felt like even more of a failure in my head. I felt like I had worked so hard. I worked so hard just to do something that I didn't need to have worked so hard to do, if that makes sense. And I know that was not good thinking, and I'm very happy with what I'm doing now, which is again why I feel more comfortable getting back into a schedule. But I had that mindset that I was a failure, and I was just super depressed, super anxious. I spent literally the first year of, I moved out of my family's home, and that added to my anxiety and depression tenfold, because this is my first time living away from home. I lived at home in college to save money, and I just spent that year being sporadic with uploads, being repetitive with content, kind of just doing the same sort of videos over and over and over again, because I was at a creative standstill. I had no thoughts in my head except I have to do this is my job now, and yada 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 yada, if that makes sense. And obviously that is not a good mindset to go into have when you are doing this full time. I'm just being what kind of awful mindset is that? I get the privilege of being able to choose full time, and I'm depressed about it. So that's honestly kind of where my head was at for that past year and a half. Honestly, I had no friends. I moved up northeast. My family lives in the south. All my friends live in the south. I moved up northeast, New England area. So I had no friends. New place. It was just a lot. I was not doing, the job I thought I was going to do. And then I always felt I don't know how to describe it, but lesser, because adults don't understand what you do when you explain it to them. And they're like, oh, what'd you go to college for? And I'm like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, what job do you do? Oh, YouTube. Or if I start with YouTube or content creating. A lot of people assume I'm stupid, honestly, and I think that's a horrible stereotype, first of all. But I've met a lot of people who find out I do content creating and immediately treat me like I'm not very intelligent, which is the most opposite experience I've had throughout my life. I know I don't always sound very intelligent, but I always grew up being the smart kid, getting the highest grades in high school, in college, and so it was I almost had to reinvent myself, because I was if I'm not the smart kid, if I'm not the academic, what am I? That was my whole identity. And so I literally was kind of going through a whole just crisis, not a midlife crisis, but quarter life crisis of who am I? What am I passionate about? What do I want to do? Because I really didn't have many hobbies in college, because all I did was do work. I played some games and stuff, but it was all very minor to my ultimate goals, which if I could go back now, well, I probably wouldn't change it, because I'm of the mindset that if I change anything, butterfly effect. like almost every night. Like, I was just going through a lot, and I want to say, like, there's just some, like, oh, blah, 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 like, it's just like a switch, and then I was fine, and blah, blah, like, this happened, but I feel like it was, like, gradual. Like, I gradually got back into making videos that I was actually enjoying. My advent calendar actually was really helpful, and I made friends. Like, I think that really helped too. I made friends around me, and I think that really helped me actually go outside and do things and not be a hermit. And I started making more videos. I actually moved my desk to like a designated space, so that like I can film and I feel like I'm in, even though I like hardly ever film at my desk, but like when I'm doing work and stuff. That way, like before I was like in the middle of my living room. I don't have like a place to put my office, so my living room and my office is like together, and it was like in the middle, and it was like in an awkward place, and I always like didn't enjoy filming there. But now that it's in a dedicated space, that's really helped. And honestly, having people around me who love me has really helped. And putting myself on a schedule. I have really bad ADHD. I'm very forgetful, so I have to just basically do a whole calendar, like hour by hour, like sections. I have to like remind myself, okay, you need to do this and this and this, because once I get like the ball going and like do things, then I'm perfectly fine doing it. But it's the like initial oomph to like get me to do it that's difficult. Yeah, so that's all to say. That is all to say that I am enjoying making videos again, because I'm not thinking of it. I had to stop thinking about this as like my career, and like, because then it has like a negative connotation in my head. But like, I just want to make videos I enjoy, like I used to do. And that is not to say that I didn't enjoy making the videos I did the past year or two. I did enjoy them. I just was not happy with who I was at the time. And I'm sure my words are going to be misconstrued in some way sometimes. But yeah, I spent this past year and a half, and I talked about in a previous video, this past like year has been my healing year, which is why I might seem more engaged and happier. I think it was about like May-ish, or maybe a little bit earlier, that I really started to feel, or honestly I think it was about March. That's when I started making friends. That's when I started feeling better about myself. Like I said in a body triggers video, I suffered severely from like an eating disorder, which if you go and look back at old videos, you can very clearly see how skinny I was, and like deathly so. Like, I had to recover from it, or I would perhaps not be here kind of like disorder. And I was not happy like being on the internet when I was gaining weight, because as many of you or many of you have been around someone with a eating disorder, or you yourself have experienced it, when you gain weight, at least with anorexia, it is in your head. You feel awful about yourself, obviously, even though it is very perfectly healthy, and I am a girl in her 20s who needed, first of all, to gain weight, but also gaining weight is normal. Like, but I had such an unhealthy like body image that I literally was like beating myself up for taking care of myself. And so obviously being on the internet makes recovery, at least in my opinion, a lot more difficult, because you have tons of people commenting on your weight there should be no issue with anyone gaining weight. I have no problem with it. I don't think, being any sort of weight is like I don't know, like it's just like such a silly thing for people to get up in arms about, but that was like particularly difficult about being on the internet. So I kind of hid from the comments for the past year because people like were commenting things like that, and I was trying to recover. So that was also a thing. What else? And then like I guess the more people who watch you, the more bad comments you get, and it's sometimes hard when you are in like a depressive spiral to not fixate on all the negativity around you. Obviously, I get so many more positive comments. So many more. There's so many infinitely more positive comments on my channel than not. And Tiptoe, you gotta remember that. But I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl who is going through a lot, recovering from a lot. I was going through a lot of like, I've always had like various mental health issues. But it was just particularly worse when you have negative comments adding to it. Like, in your head you're like, you're ugly and awful and look at you, blah blah blah, and then you see a comment mirroring your inner thoughts and you're like, well, great. You know what I mean? So I've been trying to fixate on positive comments. Honestly, it's so weird to me how the brain works when you get so many positive comments and they mean a lot to you. That you see that one bad comment, you're like it's over. Your channel's done. But that was particularly difficult. And then, that's just what it is. But I've been feeling a lot more confident about myself and everything, which is why I feel comfortable, talking to you about this and just chatting, sitting down with you and chatting about my struggle, because I don't know, maybe you've also struggled. Sometimes it helps me to know that I'm not the only one who struggles a lot with things. I struggle a lot. I do. I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form. I am probably the most opposite of perfect that there possibly could be. But yeah, so I think being on the internet is not for the weak of heart, and sometimes I am the weak of heart. But yeah, so anyways, that's all to say. Also, I know I get a lot of comments about my outfits and whether or not they're provocative, or whether or not I dress more provocative, or scantily clad or scandalous and all of that stuff, which I get. Some of my outfits are a little out there for y'all. I would actually like to argue though. I'm just kidding. No, well, I'm not kidding. I get a lot of comments that people are like, Tiptoe makes content now, or dresses like in crop tops and low cut shirts and tight shirts, or blah 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 blah. Those, complaints about what I'm wearing, which is fine and dandy. But the comment I hate is that when people are like, this is what she does now, this is the, she's changed, blah 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 blah. But if you go back into my content, you will see that I have always been a crop top girly. A low cut crop top girly. You can go back 3 years from, and you will see tops fit a certain way before are going to fit more scantily clad now because I have more. Does that make sense? Are we like on the same page with that? I also would like to clarify, this is just how I dress from day to day. I think a lot of you think that I dress up a certain way for a video, but whatever outfit I was wearing for the day was an outfit I was wearing before the video. Does that make sense? Like if I'm in a croppy toppy and then I film, I was wearing that crop top out in public or just around my apartment already. Sometimes I wear even shorter things. Like if you met me in real life out in public, I mean, it's a little bit more wintry now, so like my skirts are not as short. I wear skirts out in like 30-degree weather. I wear a lot of things that you guys would be very scandalized by. So I just think it's a little funny. But I would like to just defend my honor and say I have been wearing scanty outfits for years. I even have bikini hauls on my video, on my channel from years and years and years and years and years ago. So if you're gonna call me a promiscuous woman now, you better have called me a promiscuous woman back then. Come on. But, yeah. Once a hoe, always a hoe. Just kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke. I've only ever been in one relationship my entire life. So. But yeah. Anything else I wanted to get off my chest? Off my chest. I don't know. I feel like I just emptied my brain out, like I just and gave it to you. Anyways, I'm sure, you know, that's life. That's life. Anyways, I am really excited. That's also why I was not streaming. Also, by the way, I just felt like I could film, but I didn't know how well I could, you know, live stream to people if I was not feeling good about myself. But I feel good about myself now, and I'm very happy with how my life is. I'm very happy doing ASMR as my full-time job. I obviously don't expect to do this for the rest of my life. However, I have like set myself up to where I could like get another job if I wanted to. So I want to do this as long as I'm able to, as long as I enjoy and love it. And I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know what I'm saying. My thought process is gone. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I would love to get back into streaming now that I feel better. I'm trying not to overload myself, but I am trying to like add things back, if that makes sense. Back into my routine. I really just do better with routine. When I don't have routine, I sort of want to, you know, but that's kind of where I'm at. I'm very happy where I'm at though, and I just want to kind of just move forward. But I wanted to tell you about it because I feel like I kind of left y'all in the dark, and I was like, no guys, like I love ASMR, like I'm super happy, blah blah blah. But I am super happy now. I am in a much better mental like state, and I guess that's what happens when you take care of yourself and you give yourself routine and you want to down in the dumps about it that I was just like, I was really just wallowing in self-pity too. Like, come on, girl, pick yourself up. But, you know, now I can like watch it and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so nice. I missed it. I literally have just been watching ASMR every single night and like binging. Right now, I mean, I've always been a big fan, but I've been just binging Lou ASMR's videos. I think I've watched like almost every single video on the channel now, but I just love just rambles and hand sounds and just, I don't know, just videos where they're just kind of talking and doing whatever, and just, I put it on in the background when I play Stardew Valley. And actually have the like passion to like play games again. You know it's bad when you don't even want to do any of your like fun stuff. Like I would literally just lay in bed and rot. Like I didn't want to play games, I didn't want to watch anything, I didn't want to do anything, and I'm like, man, you have free time, like do something with it. But now I like feel that spark again, and that's how I know when I feel that spark to actually do hobbies is when I know that I'm getting better. That's always been a trigger for me. Not an ASMR trigger, but like that's how I don't always know when I am better, but when I'm actually back into my hobbies, that's when I like fully know. Because I watched all the episodes of Apothecary Diaries, that was out, the anime, and I was rereading the Yona of Dawn manga, and I was like, girl, we are back. We are back. But yeah, I wonder what my future job is going to be. I wonder what I should do. Honestly, I probably would just pivot into something like more social media oriented, like social media managing, like stuff like that. Social media is always going to be a very big thing, especially in the future. It's just going to be, you know, utilized in different ways. But you got Baby Yoda. Is this the cutest in the galaxy? But yeah, right now TikTok's a big thing, which I do use TikTok. I like TikTok because I'm not the wildest person on there, and that is very nice. And I can do the weirdest crap, and people like just go with it. It's kind of funny. I could wear the weirdest stuff, and people, I don't think, really would bat an eye. I feel like I could have like the most scantily clad, like I could do an ASMR in a bikini, and like people would be like, I've seen worse on TikTok, and I'd be like, fair enough. You know what I mean? Whereas if I like did that on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, like I think the city would burn down. It's such a weird, like, it's so weird how like different platforms have different interactions. I don't know. It's funny. But anyways, I'm trying to decide if like where I should stream. Go back to streaming. Like, should I stream back on Twitch? But like I heard Twitch is like weird now. I don't know. I missed the whole like meta. The like, what's it called? Censor bar meta. I missed it. Sorry guys. So I like didn't know if that was like still viable. Like I know TikTok lives are like super big now. I get them a lot on my For You page. Like I don't know if YouTube lives are like still something. I feel like I've like been away from social media, even though I've like been on social media, if that makes sense. So it's really just figuring it out. What's best. But anyways, I'm really excited. I like feel like I just started my channel again in my head. I'm like, it's brand new. It's January. Yippee. It's a new year. It's a new me. It's not a resolution thing. I was already feeling better this past half year. I like feel like in a like really good place where I could like tell was about to say, like, no finesse, but, like, no gentleness, like, and I mean that in the best way possible. Like, I want someone to just, like, handle items and, like, and just talk normally. Like, sometimes he talks in his normal voice, and I get crazy ASMR when people just, not even soft-spoken, just spoken. So, I don't know. Anyways, this is gonna be a super long video, I'm so sorry. So, whatever, you can have this on in the background, background. That's what I typically do with the video games. I have an ASMR video in the background while I'm farming away. It's summer, I'm growing star fruit. We're gonna put them in the kegs for the wine. Bank profit, let's go. Okay, anyways, let me end this video before it gets like super duper long. But anyways, and I'm gonna do a Q&A. I'm like practically answering stuff. But anyways, I will do a Q&A. I'll list a question. Maybe I'll link a little questionnaire. Not a questionnaire. Somewhere you can drop questions for a Q&A. I also want to do there's like tons of videos I want to do. And I finally feel the energy and like enthusiasm to do them. But like I want to do an ASMR like with subscribers video. I have like role plays I want to do. I have some new mics that I want to do, like a mic triggers video, like mic test videos. Can y'all believe I got fancy freaking like Rode mics months ago, months ago. They're sitting in my cabinet. I got one of those like sound mixer things to go with it and like stuff. Haven't used it. Haven't even tried to use it. They've been sitting there, a waste of money, and now we'll use them. We'll do mic trigger tests and just a bunch of different tests. But anyways, oh my gosh, tiptoe, shut up. Anyways, when you get me talking, I'm just like talk. This is like what one of my streams is like, actually. Except I would be spelling a name, I'd be like T did I did P did T did O did E did T did I did N did G did L did E did S did Tingles Tingles. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you. Anyways. Okay. I was about to do a little kick, but I won't subject you to that. Also, I don't think I'm flexible enough for that. Anyways, I'm going to actually shut up now. And thank you if you made it this far into the video. If you did, you're a trooper, and I love you, and I adore you, and you're coming along with me. Where are we going? I don't know. But okay. Thank you. So